Hi everyone, Tiffany here. Welcome to my channel, my quilting life. Today is Sunday, like always, and I had something else planned for today, but it didn't go through, so we're just going to do what I wanted to do in the first place. But before I get started, don't forget to go down here to the subscribe button, hit that, and when you do, a bell will pop up. Hit that bell so you get notifications when I'm on. Other than that, today, like the title says, is 9 patch madness. It's like this thing I've been wanting to do with a 9 patch, although everybody's probably tried it. If you're a beginner, you probably haven't, because you probably don't even know, but for a while I have been wanting to take a 9 patch and chop it up as many different ways as possible, and then sew it back together, and then chop it up again in a different way, and sew it back together. So that's why I called it 9 patch madness, because I literally am going to make, I don't know how many 9 patches we'll go through trying this, but I am going to take some 9 patches and I'm going to chop them up and then sew them back together again in multiple different ways. So not just a disappearing 9 patch. I want to disappear forever 9 patch, so you would never even know that that's what it originally was. But we're going to see how many ways I can do that. And if you want to follow, go ahead and try. Let's do this. So let's see who's on. Hi Vicky, hi Diane, hi Doris. So, alright. For starters, I brought, you guys know that I keep tubs of my own personal that I just take leftover fabric and I pre-cut it. So I'm just going to come in over here, around to the side, hopefully you can see me. I'm going to choose 9 5-inch squares. 9 5-inch squares is what I'm going to choose to make a 9 patch. And we're going to just start from the beginning, making the 9 patch, and then we'll start cutting it up. And to get something out, if I sound horrible, it is because I am sick. I have been sick all week. That's why you haven't seen me all week. And I was debating on whether to come on today. And I didn't comb my hair. I didn't do anything. I just said, okay, let's just get this done. Because I literally have another sinus infection. And most of you viewers know I get sick often. And so I just deal with it, honestly. But I'm doing everything I can to breathe properly and sound good and feel good, but it's not working. Unless I'm right here at the sewing machine. Then I feel okay. Okay, enough. So let's get started with this wonderful 9 patch. And if I don't get to comments right away, it's only because I can't see this while I'm choosing some colors real quick, okay? So, alright guys, so I'm going to do it right here in front of you. So this is my big old tub of, can you see that? Solids. And this is my tub of not solids. These are my prints. So I'm just going to choose 9 things that kind of go together, and I like these, so I want to try these little hearts. So I'm going to pull out, I don't know, 2 of those. Yeah, let's do 2. And let's see, something with dark blue. I guess this will work too. We'll do dark blue grunge, because I have some. 2, 3, 4 of those, and then let's do a solid. Let's see if I even have a dark blue solid that goes with those. I'll look and see, but I guess we could set it off with a, well, maybe I have another print, because I'm not seeing a solid that goes with those colors. Let's mix in. This one's pretty. Get up.
Don't have a solid white or black?
No, I'm going to use this peacock material. Obviously, it's peacocks and wolves and whatever, but it actually looks nice.
That'd go with it.
I've been told that I'm really good at choosing colors, so.
You are.
Scott's in here, by the way, everyone. Alright, so that should be 9 pieces. We'll move that out of the way.
Ooh, what are you going to make with this? This is beautiful.
It's I'm going to do a 9 patch, and I'm doing, how many times can I chop up and re-put together a 9 patch? So we're going to start with my centers. So these are 5-inch squares, everyone, for anyone that wants to know.
What is a 9 patch?
You'll see right now, a 9 patch is 9 blocks of the same size.
Oh.
Scott's trying to learn here, I guess. Oh, I need one more piece, duh. Okay, so we'll put that there, that there, and we're gonna put a pop color only for the purposes of having a color. Black will do. Yep, it looks funky, but we're chopping it up anyway as many times as possible. Alright, so everybody knows the basic 9-patch. Obviously.
What do you mean chopping it up? You're not going to ruin it, are you?
No. I'm going to sew it together and then I'm going to chop it up. And then sew it back together again.
Why? I'm confused at why.
The husband has questions, so I'm going to make the 9-patch. And remember that one disappearing and the disappearing 4-patch and all the disappearing blocks I do where I made a block and I chopped it up and made a different block?
Okay.
That's what I'm doing with this, but I'm going to see how many times I can cut it up, how many different ways I can cut it up.
Well, just don't ruin the wolf and peacock fabric.
Do you want me to change it to something different?
Those are awesome.
Fine, we'll change it to something different. He doesn't want me to ruin the wolf and peacocks.
Those are awesome. I thought you were going to make something with this.
I am making something. I'm just going to tear it right back up again.
Well, those are awesome.
All right, so we'll change
Don't tear up
out.
anything that's awesome.
We'll change it out just because Scotty wants it changed out.
They're laughing at me.
He doesn't understand us fabric lovers, you guys. Well, actually, he probably understands the ones that never want to chop up their fabric hoarding stashes. I chop up my stuff all the time. Alright, let's see. Let's go with something like this, because we want more pop. How about that? No, that looks stupid. You're in the way of the camera too, by the way.
Well.
That looks dumb.
Well, we're not done. We're not done.
Scotty's trying to design, guys.
We're not done. You wanted me to sew? I don't want to sew, but maybe I can design. I'm not done.
I'm chopping it up whether you
I like this. This is pretty. I don't care.
Why? I can get more grunge.
Flowers.
So what are you trying to change it with? Because these don't go together. And blacks, they don't complement each other.
These don't go together?
And these don't complement each other. See, we're trying to teach Scotty while we're here, too. Solids are in this one. I guess Scotty's designing it, guys.
I don't like any of these.
Because it's fabric, and men don't really like fabric usually.
I like the wolves and I like his blue. Those are awesome. You're picking awesome stuff. Yeah.
So are we doing not awesome stuff?
Here. Here, you want something that goes with black? Here.
I gotta read the comments on this so everybody can see
They're already
Scotty
laughing.
designing.
They're already laughing at me. I don't care.
All right, let's see. Let's see. We got. Everyone said hi, Scott. Hi, Pamela. I know it's only fabric, guys. Well, he's choosing it. You want that instead?
Is that not good?
That's okay. I'll chop it up.
That's what you're doing, is you're chopping it up.
Okay, so let's pull away these.
I like the blues and I like the peacock and the wolves. These I don't care about.
Okay.
You also have the hard ones I just covered.
Yeah, just pull those out.
I am.
Put them back.
I'm trying. I'm very,
all right, guys, Scotty's
as you know,
choice.
I'm very organized.
It's Scotty's choice, I guess, this time.
I'm very organized.
Okay. Wait. You pulled one away that you didn't want there, so there we go. All right. That's it. That's the lineup. There it goes. All right. So what we're going to do, most of you know, but for beginners, 9 patches are quite simple, actually. It's actually one of the simplest blocks. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Lisa. Ugh. I gotta plug myself in or else you guys will finally caught me live. Well, that's because I'm here, right here. It's hard to catch me live. Okay, so with a 9 patch.
Is Lisa that was just here on?
Is that Lisa that was just here? Lisa, was it you that was just here? I have so many people, so I don't ever know. The last names are what confuse me. All right, so with a 9 patch, of course you need a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to sew them in rows and then sew the rows together. So if Scotty would be so kind enough to plug the iron in so that it's ready for us.
Lisa says I am here, but I mean the Lisa that was just at our house and left today. Is that you? We don't know your last name.
I don't remember it from last night.
Yeah.
That's why. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew them in rows.
You want me to plug the iron in?
And then I'm going to press them. So I just start by taking these two pieces right here.
Okay, the iron's plugged in.
And we always keep our project in front of us, and since Scotty chose a directional print, I'm going to keep it directional. And now I'm going to sew.
Oh, nope, Lisa's in North Carolina. Sorry, you're not the Lisa.
And I'm going to press this to the dark. So I'm taking these ones and I'm pressing them to the dark side, which is the outer one, but I'll take it to the iron in a minute. Then I grab the next one, and I'm going to sew it together. There's other ways, they're easier, or more organized ways to sew these, but for now we'll just stick with the simplest way. And I'm going to press this one towards the dark fabric as well. I'm just going to lay these right here for a second, and now I'm going to do this row. So I'm going to take these two right sides together. And this one's going to get pressed.
Lisa says she wishes she was here with us.
It's fun, because all I do is sew. Sew all day, sew all night.
Well, Tiff's mom came to visit this weekend for the
hey.
balloon festival, and she brought
Yeah,
a friend
was
with named
just
Lisa. And that Lisa watches us too, and we thought you were her.
She just found my channel is why. So when you said you finally caught me live, she was saying she doesn't know how to see my live videos, so that's why.
Yeah, we had a hot air balloon festival in our town.
Yep, the 9th annual Hot Air Balloon Festival was held here in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. For anybody who ever wants to come here and see the zillions of hot air balloons and all the stuff, and there's rides and booths and things for people and everybody to do. And now those three are together, and now I'm going to hook these three together. So I'm going to put these two right sides together.
Linda says when she comes and visits her family, she can meet us.
Yep. You know we'll be here.
Yeah, we're always here.
And never leave home. This doesn't want to press to the dark on this one for some reason. It's like trying to lean towards these. Grab the next one, and after I do this, I'm going to go press it real quick so it lays nice and flat. And then I will come back to sew the 3 rows together. I just finger press while I'm right here. So now I have 3 rows of 3. These ones are pressed out towards the black. So even if you don't have dark, light, dark, pressing the rows opposite. So pressing these out. So this seam will go out towards this, and this seam will go towards that. The center one seams towards the middle. So this seam is coming towards this guy, and this one towards this guy. And these, again, press out. So that's how we get these seams to nest together. So I'm going to press these real quick, and I'll be right back.
Well, here, I can
Or
follow.
you can turn the camera, and you guys can just watch.
Oh, you can follow.
I usually use lots of steam. You guys know this. I get it where I want it, and then I just use steam to make it nice.
Will you show them how to adjust the tension one day in a Juki?
Adjusting the tension, yes, I can show that.
Yes. Lisa is getting a Juki next week, and she wants to know how to adjust the tension.
Which Juki is she getting? Mine's the TL 2010Q.
Linda Price is on. Her phone just let her know.
Right.
Lisa's getting a 2010, she said.
Okay, yeah, I can show that. Alright, so it goes like this again. We're going to put it right back the way it was. And now if I show you, you can see that these seams are pressed in towards the black. These seams are pressed towards the dark, so you can see the seam, how it folds out. And again with the top one. So when I put these right sides together, let me see how close I can get. These seams are going to nest. So this seam goes this way, and this seam goes that way. So when you put them together, you'll feel it's literally flat all the way down. If it was on top of each other, you'd feel a lump, and you'd be able to run your finger and do this. It drags it. You want it flush. So when it's flush, there's no drag, there's no pull, there's no nothing. It sits right into each other. So I'm going to bring these over to the machine, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam right on down. You can pin this if you need to. Obviously, the part we're caring about today, honestly, is the chopping it back up part. So I just hold my finger. Then the seams stay pretty nested on their own while you're sewing.
Alma Smith from Georgia says hi. She has a 2010 Q Juki and she loves it. She says it's the way to go.
I love this one. So now this one I'm going to press in with my fingers. And so obviously when you put it back, this is how it's going to lay, so you know that this is your next side.
Sorry, Alma Smith. I might have said Anna. Oops.
It's okay. He's trying to read the comments because it's hard for me to catch them all when I'm not, when I'm sewing. Because I don't have a big screen, it's just this little dinky screen. You guys type so fast.
Sorry about the camera, guys. We're still using the...
Yeah, we have to go... We can't go this week because we have termites still. Like I told you guys, we have termites. So the garage is being torn up this week. And then we're going next week to choose a camera. We have to go to pawn shops and stuff as well. So we got to catch all those places when... It's slim pickings already.
She hasn't decided which one she wants yet.
I played with a couple cameras and looked at a lot of them and got a lot of opinion from my mom and her friend who are photographers. So, yeah, it's now a couple of choices that are in my budget.
Yeah, her mom's camera was $1,500 and that's way far out of our budget.
Way far.
But her friend's camera was only $400, so we were playing with that.
Okay, so I'm pressing the whole thing. I press the center seams going in towards the center. You don't have to. You can do whatever. All right, Scotty's Choice block. It's cute. That's Scotty's Choice. All right, let's chop this up. Turn it around.
I'm turning. I gotta get the charger going here.
Put the blocks in there. All right, so this one, instead of the typical disappearing 9 patch where we cut it in half and cut it in half again, we're going to do this way. I know it just seems like I sewed nothing together, but no, I don't want to do that way. We're going to do doubles. Double line. I want to see something. We're going to go 1 1/4. Let's see, what would 1 1/4 on this side leave? 1 1/4 on this side. That leaves it right there. I want to see something right here. And that leaves it right there. That doesn't leave much, but enough. Okay, let's do it. We're going to cut 1 1/4 inches on 2 sides, and then I'm going to turn and doing the same thing again. We're going to try something. Like I said, it's 9 patch madness, so we're kind of just doing whatever. Now I'm going to take it to this side at 1 1/4 on the line. So my 1 1/4 I'm lining up on the seam. Just for fun. Okay, now we're going to come to this side and do the same thing on these 2 seams. We're going to see what happens here. I don't know what's going to happen because it's probably going to be folky.
Pamela's got to go, but she might be back.
We'll come to the other side. 1 1/4 right here. I don't know what's going to happen here, guys, so we'll see.
You're kind of in the way of the camera.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
Come to this side and pull them apart. There you go.
Alright, so, what can we do with this? We can turn these around, turn this one around.
Here, I just go mobile.
Around.
I'll just pick
and
it up.
turn these ones around.
And come over here.
Alright, so we got that. So if I sew them together, let's put them together so you can see what it looks like. It takes that middle quite big.
I see what you're doing now. That's awesome.
Or
I like it.
all of these can be flipped around. Depends on your fabric choice too, obviously. And notice all the stripes still go the same direction.
Michelle gave you a thumbs up.
All the stripes are still going in the same direction. So let's sew it back together this way. Alright, so we're going to sew it back together. And then we're going to choose more colors and do another 9 patch and see how we can cut that. So Scotty can actually choose some colors while the camera's sitting there and I'm sewing these. So I'm going to start with these two right here because I'm just going to consider this my top. And I'm just going to sew these together.
Diane says that's cute.
Alright, so let's sew this together. And these seams are going to nest now because they are cut at all the way around. They were cut at 1 1/4 inches along the edges of the 9 patch. So it doesn't have to be plugged in if the battery's not low. It just kills the battery really bad.
Well, I'm trying to keep it plugged in, but I had to go mobile.
I'm sewing a 1/4 inch seam. And I'm going to leave it right here on the frame, or on the machine, just to speed this process up. And I'm going to grab the next two, and I'm going to chain piece. This is called chain piecing when you don't break thread. And then I'm going to grab these next two.
I wasn't paying attention where you put your fabric.
Right there behind you. 2 tubs.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find
Okay.
it.
And we're going to put these right sides together, nest those 2 seams. Now I'm going to leave them right here, connected to each other. See if I can get that pressed to the dark. And then I'm going to press this to the dark. And then I'm going to press this to the dark. So I'm pressing it that way. This one goes that way, this next one goes this way, and this next one goes this way. I'm going to grab this top one. Right sides together. I'm going to nest these 2 seams on the outside now because we cut it up. So now the seam is on the outer side. So 1/4 inch. Leaving that there, grabbing the next one, hooking this on. And if you want to snip them apart, you can. I just don't. Helps me keep things together this way. And then I'm going to grab the last one. And I'm going to align these 2 seams. They should already, because the way we pressed the seams in the first place, they should already nest together perfectly. Did you grab 9?
Not yet.
Oh.
You need a solid in the middle, right?
Alright, now I'm going to press this one out.
Don't
this
you want a
bottom
solid
one.
in the middle?
Yeah. And then I'm going to press this one in.
That don't go, does it? Into different color solid.
Oh, I don't care what we do. We're just making random blocks.
Well, it has to look somewhat pretty or else you're going to make fun of me, right?
I'm not going to make fun of you. I just thought it was funny. That's all.
It's yours.
So I'm going to put this right sides together now because they're all still connected so I don't lose anything.
What color would go in the middle then?
I don't know. You choose. You're the designer today. Scotty's the designer
Give
today,
me
guys.
that.
Alright, so I'm going to sew this onto the centerpiece first. Again, nesting these seams. Lining them up, nesting them up. Stay. Ah. I have to flip the one down because not all of them are pressed opposite of each other, I guess. These
How
ones
about
are.
that?
Hold on. I can't look and so. That's okay, yeah. That
Sky
works.
blue, does that work with the pink and the black?
Yep.
I want Easterish.
Easter. He's going for Easter colors, guys.
I didn't do it on purpose. It just turned out.
Alright. And now let's get this last one nested. I'm just flipping the seam, but when I press it, it'll be just fine at the end. Holding it down with my finger at the end. Okay, so now they're still connected. I'm just going to take this top one, right sides together, so that I don't lose my pieces. You'll notice that this is typically the way I actually sew all 9 patches, 4 patches, everything. I chain piece, and that's why you guys wonder how I get things done so fast. I chain piece 90% of all my projects, behind the scenes. I try not to break thread as often. And then after I get this sewn, we're gonna go press it and start on another one. See how many ways we can cut this up. And I'll probably just make a little scrappy quilt in the end with all these pieces. 9 patch madness quilt. Stay lined up.
It'll probably end up being a cheap one because it's my design. And I'm going to like my designs.
He thinks it's going to be cheesy cheap, guys, because he designed it. It'll be something we throw around the house because he designed it. So here's block number 1. Let me press it real quick. Well, I move his colors over a little. So technically I just sashed and cornerstoned one block. So could you imagine just making a bunch of blocks and you sash and cornerstone them already just like that? Because that's pretty much what this looks like.
Michelle likes it.
All right, let me bring it over here and lay it down for you guys to see. Well, actually, hold it up.
Linda wants to know if there's a quilt shop around here. She wants to know where we get our fabric.
We have 2 quilt shops, and I get my fabric, well, customer quilts fabrics, I buy Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and the 2 quilt shops. We have 2 quilt shops here. And Joann's is far away, but if I have to go there, I will. 90% of everything is purchased online, but the rest of everything, the fabric that I use to make videos comes from yard sales, estate sales, old ladies that decided they can't quilt no more, their families decided to get rid of all of their stuff because they were put into nursing homes. I kind of just go and buy all their lots of stuff so that it's cheaper, and I get stuff at thrift stores too. So there's that one. So, disappearing 9 patch.
We also use a lot of Walmart fabric.
And a lot of Walmart. I already said Walmart.
Oh, okay.
I said Walmart, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby, didn't I?
Sorry.
So there's one. Let's do this again. All right.
Michelle says it's awesome. Linda said you did a good job.
We're going to do another one. These are cheap fabrics. These are leftovers from something.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. So this is what Scotty chose. Oh no, you had these on the outside.
You can turn it your way.
That's
Your
fine.
way might look better.
Nope. It's fine. Scotty's choice. Alright. So that's that. We're going to sew it together and chop it up.
Lisa says she wishes her husband would help her. I don't do much. I just come in and move the camera around normally.
So I'm just going to leave it attached and do my way, the quick way. Well, a lot of people do it this way, obviously. I prefer this way. It's fast and easy for me. Again, we're using 5-inch squares. You can do this with any size square. You just have to change your measurements. So I'm going to come to the top. Grab the next one. And that one goes in, so this one goes out. Kind of pressing them towards the dark colors pretty much. And if you want, you can do exactly what I'm doing and practice by using scraps instead of when you're trying to make a design for a 9-patch. Practice on scraps like what I'm doing instead of opening up a layer cake and cutting it up, or charm squares and sewing them up, because that way you're not wasting too much fabric, because this way I'm not wasting too much fabric. I'm just using what I call these my throw-in pieces. So when I'm making something and I need a block because the pack didn't have, 5 blocks, it was shy of 5 blocks or something, then I add from these squares. These are my extra squares. And if I want to just practice, this is my practice stuff. So again, they're all hooked together.
CJ's in his room playing video games. They asked where CJ was.
Oh, yeah, he's in his room. He got his video games back today, so he could play video games. He does get grounded from them. We like our kids to, well, when they all lived here, to play outside and do other things besides playing video games. I just wish more of them would sew. But no. If a mother could only be so lucky.
Oh, you only took to the hobby, what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
4. We're at year 4 this year.
So, okay. When you were the kids' age, you did not sew either.
Yeah. My mom was saying I surpassed her skills pretty much already. She's not a quilter, she just sews regular things, but I sew more than she ever does. She makes clothing now. So she's definitely in love. She got a quilt for Christmas, which is what she got while she was here, so. Oh, and I do have to announce, I forgot all about this till just now. I started for all of you, my followers here, my quilting followers, family, friends, all of you, I started a group on Facebook so that you guys can share with each other and me, because I love when you guys share pictures and email me pictures of what you're doing. Well, I decided that I think it would be cool if we just share with each other as well, because it makes me excited. And you also can see behind the scene pictures of my projects that you guys never get to see me finish on here because a video is only so long. So there's a Facebook group. It's in the description below, but there's no highlight on the link. I have to fix that, but as soon as I get it fixed, or if you want to copy and paste it, the link will be below in my videos from now on. But it's a group. Just join the group if you're on Facebook, and we can all keep track and talk more than my once a week lives or twice a week lives. So just thought I would throw that one in there. It's Tiffany's Quilting Life community quote page, or whatever Michelle knows what it's called. Michelle's an admin. She knows. There's not many of us in it because I just started it, literally. So, but just to let you guys know, so that you guys, we can all share with each other. I love when you guys share with me. So, yeah. So I started a group so everybody can share. I love seeing pictures, and I don't know how many of you are on other groups, so it's hard to see whose project on other groups. So I figured, just how about a group for my page, for my followers. So I started it. So I'm going to press this block and we're going to chop it. I just had to throw that in there because I totally forgot that I did that. So just now.
Yes, guys, in the winter here, it does get cool at night, but our cold at night is like 40s and 30s. So where most
like
of you are, it is not that cold.
We snowed like 5 years ago, and that was it. That was the first snow in 20 years, and it didn't stay. It lasted like 5 hours.
During the rest of the year, especially in the summer, it's just as hot at night as it is during the day, pretty much. In the middle of the summer, it does not get below 100 here, even at 1 in the morning.
Alright, so here's Scotty's choice 9-patch, and we're going to chop this beast up. Alright, Scotty, it's your choice. Which way should we cut this one?
I don't know. How you cut it last time was nifty. I didn't know there was a way to cut it like that.
Down the center, across.
Hold on. I'm going mobile here because you're standing in front of the camera.
So I think this one, I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm going to go down the center and down the center, which is a typical 9-patch, and then cross and cross. I don't know how we'll sew it back together, but we're going to try this.
Okay.
So what's the size of this block? It should be, let's see, 4.5, pretty much. 4.5. What's 4.5 and half?
Whoa, say that again. 4.5 plus 4.5?
What's half of 4.5?
Oh, half of 4.5?
It's 2 1/4, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to go 2 1/4 this way. We're going to come around, and I'm going to line 2 1/4 up on this side. So I'm lining my line of my ruler at 2 1/4 on the seam.
Hold on, Diane said that it took her to the page, so it is working.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the link was working. When I started the video, it didn't highlight it, so. Alright. So should we turn it and then cut it, or cut it as is?
I don't know.
I think we'll turn it first. Turn 2, like we would a disappearing 9-patch, and then chop it again. So let's line these up nicely.
Whoa, that looks nifty.
Okay, so they're lined up. Now we're going to chop it directly in half. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to see right now. Let's line up, make sure it's going directly in half. Carefully pick it up if you have a rotating, I don't even think they make a rotating mat this big though, honestly. This is 14-inch block right now.
When we do get a new camera, hopefully it'll show colors better. It looks like that block is white when it's actually a sky blue.
Okay. Let's see.
Those of you that really care about my color choice, it's not white, it's sky blue.
Alright. Let's see. How can we do this? Nope. No matter what I do, it's going to go the same one again. Nope. Here we go. Like this. Like that. There we go. That one goes there. So like this and like that. That looks different.
Hold on. You gotta change the...
What did I do wrong? Let's see. I don't know because I've never done this before.
I think one of these and one of these have to go somewhere different. See, you have a pyramid with this here. You don't have that anywhere else. There's no other matching pyramid.
No, because if I turn it, it goes the same way that way. Let's see. I put that one there. That does not create one. Let's put this one here. No, because then it creates the same block again. I don't think it's going to do anything.
Lisa says your Facebook page is working good.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. See, no matter what I do, I put them back this way. Hold on, I just
Diane says you almost have a pinwheel.
Yep, I'm seeing something right now. And that one. No, 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 no. Yes. No, 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 no. Hold on. We're going to play with this and see what happens. Remember, this is just madness right here. We're just kind of creating. This one would have to be like that. See, I don't have an end like that. Let's put this one. Would be right here. No, that wouldn't go there. That would go there. And that, see, it puts it right back to where it was.
Lisa says the fabrics are pretty together. I guess I didn't do too bad.
We're just going to do this. Like that. And like that. I like this. We'll see what happens here.
Ooh.
Like that and like
That's
that.
different.
And hold on, hold on. Let's turn it. Is it like that? Let's see. No, because those are coming together again.
You created a square there. Yeah.
This way. No, because the blues are in the center. I'm trying, guys. I don't know. We're just messing around, obviously. No. Nope. Yeah, so both ways. Don't do anything. Let's see. Let's try to put this one. Would be, no, it wouldn't be that way. That way? Nope. Still does the same thing. There's no way to get a pinwheel in the center. See, no matter which way I put it. See, so this is where we say, well, this might not have worked. Who cares, right? They're all opposites. I don't understand. Maybe I shouldn't have moved it before I cut it. The only other thing is doing that.
That works. That's sort of like an arrowish design.
Alright, we're going to sew it together like this. Screw it. See, we made a 9-patch disappear. You would have never known that was a 9-patch. So now I'm just going to put these two right sides together.
Okay, I'm going to come back to the podium. Don't do it too fast.
And now I'm going to sew these together like half-square triangles. So we were messing around. We at least did something. You don't know it was a 9-patch anymore. Oh, that lost a tip totally. I don't even know how to put that together. We'll have to press it between. You don't have to follow me for this part.
Okay, good.
Good. I just need to press it so it lays flat.
You going to do more, or are you done after this one?
We're going to do one more.
Because you're already at 40 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do one more. Choose 9 more colors.
Oh, that's good. Don't you choose? I'm not good at choosing.
Okay. I'll choose 9 more colors.
I'm not good at choosing.
you
We'll
just
do
go
it
through-
together. Let's do it together.
Okay. I'm just going to press these in between. He doesn't have to follow me.
You want me to press them for you?
Oh, no, I got it. Alright, let's put that the way it
Oh,
was.
I know how to use an iron. Scotty can use an iron. He was in the military.
Alright. I'm just sewing quarter inch seams, and I'm actually, even though it's coming out, I'm going to call this method a fail. You know how they say when something doesn't look like you think it would have looked like? It just, I don't know. If it was in a quilt with tons of blocks of the same thing, maybe it would look okay. Let's sew these two before I go to the iron.
Well, Alma says it will make a scrappy quilt in no time.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yes, Lisa, I was Marine. Once Marine, always Marine. So then I guess I should say I am a Marine. Diane says it's a double arrow.
Alright, I'm gonna go press these real quick. Like that. Yep. So sew these two together like a 4-patch.
No, I never went to Subic Bay.
We'll nest these up as best as possible. It's kind of hard when they're a lot of seams now. But we tried. We tried.
Linda's son is in Afghanistan right now.
Oh.
It's cold there.
Yeah, probably. Alright. So this one, even though it looks meh, I'm not happy with this one, so I'll probably never cut it like this again. Ever. Ever, ever. We'll do something different. It's so bad that I didn't even bother cutting off all the little thingies, all the little dog ears. I'm just gonna leave them. No big deal.
Oh, honey, I'm sure you can make something out of it.
Oh, I know. I'll probably use it in a scrappy quilt.
That's what they're saying. It'll make a great
Very,
scrappy
very
quilt.
scrappy quilt.
And even if nobody does buy it, like you said, we can use it to throw around the house. It doesn't have to be something we sell.
Alright, let me press it and now show you guys what it turned out looking like.
Tiff is trying to get more quilts made for her Etsy site. She's worried she doesn't have enough on Etsy. But I'm not happy with how much money Etsy takes when we do sell a quilt, so I don't know.
This turned out looking like poop. I don't like it at all. It has some weird, like, I don't know, feel to it. And there's that one. I don't know what to say about this guy. We'll try something different next time. So there's that one. Let's choose 9 more and do this one more time. Alright, so block number 2, bleh, whatever. I don't like it. But you know what? It actually turned out. It's about a quarter, no, it's about a ½ inch shorter.
They can't see, sorry. Should I?
Yeah, look,
move
it's
the
like
camera?
a ½ inch shorter, cutting on the diagonals as well. So obviously, whatever you make these blocks for, and however many times you can chop up a 9 patch, it's pretty much shorter. I don't have a regular. Oops. Let's see. It's 12.5 inches when I cut that way. And this one comes out, stay right there, 13 inches. So, let's do this again. Just gonna choose these 1, 2.
That's what I was going to
3,
do last time, then I
4.
changed my mind. Look at that.
And
See, great minds think alike, huh, honey?
we'll do 2 of these. No, 4 of these. And a blue or something. Let's see, we'll do yellow, because it's like right there.
Yellow will go.
Okay.
It'll match what the other one has yellow on.
Alright.
See, that worked.
This
You
time
did
we're
good.
gonna sew it and then chop it another time. So we're gonna put it together, sew it, chop it, and sew it back together again. Let's see how this comes out. Alright. I like mixing lots of color into my 9 patches, by the way, if everybody was curious why I choose tons of different colors. But you could do 2 colored with a center, or you could do 1 color where it's just every other block is a different color. And we're trying to do this quickly, like, so.
Diane says it would look like lightning if you made more.
It would look like what?
Lightning if you made more.
Oh,
If she's
those
talking
other
about
blocks?
those, yeah. Or an EKG.
Oh, the machine thing.
Yeah.
Getting ahead of myself here. It's so dark.
Billy's on. She says sorry she's late.
Oh, it's okay. Hi, Billy. Does it say how many viewers?
Yeah, 18.
Wow. That's like the second time I've had a lot of viewers at one time. The last time I think it was like 16 all at once.
Everybody loves watching you, my love.
Alright. And everybody knows Sundays, it happens sometime on Sunday. And Scott will tell you, I'm not a scheduler. I'm so very sorry if you guys don't catch me, it's because not anything in my life is scheduled besides doctor's appointments, and it's actually hell to get me to go to one of those too.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's not hell. I mean, I still go because I have to go to the doctor, but I can't keep a schedule, so, like, for the life of me.
I'm the routine schedule
He's
person.
the routine. He keeps track
Tiffany
of all
is
of
not. She's the spontaneous, whatever, whenever.
Just know, for the future and for always, to remember that Sundays I do come on. If become sick, come always sick, because I'm always sick. But you know what I mean. I was going to say, like, you know, when people say come rain or snow, whatever.
Yes, rain, sleet, or snow. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be on Sunday. Sometime on Sunday. It could be in the morning. I will never go on during everybody's church hour, though. So my time, obviously. So during, like, before 11 or 12 a.m. or 12 p.m., you know. I won't come on before that, so. But after I will. And as late as, like, 9 p.m. Because I've done it at 9 p.m. before.
I know.
The whole purpose of Sew Sunday is to get you guys to sew. Because that's just what I think. Sunday is the laziest day of the week. I think we should be sewing on our lazy days.
Even though we work on Sunday.
Yeah.
Little girls are here in the morning, running around, tearing things up. We took them to the park today.
Alright. You guys have any ideas how we should cut this? Let me know before I finish and press the block. Tell me how you think we should cut this thing up. See what everyone has to say. Because we're going to re-sew it back together again after we chop it up again.
Right now they're just saying hi to each other.
We're going to do a double chop.
Well, Billy went to sew with her sister today. She said it was so much fun.
Cool. My goal was to get my mom to sew with me, but that didn't happen. Alright, I'm going to press it and I'll come right back.
You gotta get your mom on here to watch your videos, huh?
She's seen them, but she just doesn't come on the live. She's
I
with
know.
her friend right now. So
I know.
They just made it back. By the way, she messaged me before I got on.
Well, at least they got back safe.
Yes. They had a nice drive.
Teresa says hi.
Hi, Teresa. Alright. This one actually looks really cool. Alright, so...
It
You guys
does
have
look
any
cool.
ideas?
I like your design.
Alright, let's see what you guys have to say.
No one said anything
Alright, so
about
we're just going
design
to
to cut
randomly
it.
do it then.
They're just
So
saying hi to each other.
about... if I was to cut it and sew it, hold on, I'm thinking about something right now. So if we were to cut it this way and that way first, and then sew all 4 pieces back together, it would put them back in their same spots almost. It would create a pinwheel. Then we can,
Don't
but
look
the
at me and talk to
pinwheel
them.
has no up and down. So I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to chop it on the diagonal, and I'm going to create a pinwheel pretty much. So let me come around this way. I'm trying not to move the block, but I'm also trying to have you guys see.
Here, I'll move the camera.
Trying to make sure it goes over the center points. Obviously, it's not like perfect, and it never will be. Come on. Alright, so. We can make 2 separate blocks, and then chop those 2 separate blocks and put them back together. Like this. Chop those up like this, like this, like this, and then put all the blocks together. Let's try it! See, I'm getting creative here. And remember, I don't always close my blade, so don't freak out. Alright, let's get these together.
Dan says, how about cutting in 2 inches on the outside blocks?
Okay, we can do that on another one. I can throw in 1 more after this. These aren't lining up because they didn't cut right. That's kind of weird. They're never going to be perfect though. We're going to try something here.
You're trying to fudge it?
Yeah.
Ah.
So I'm making 2 blocks real quick, and then I'm going to take those 2 blocks.
Teresa says she's going to whip you for not closing your blade.
Yeah. Because I don't touch it, I don't go anywhere near it when I'm not using it. I don't know. I'm bad. Very, very bad at that. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go press these real quick.
Christmas quilt was so beautiful you made. Did your customer like it? Yes,
Oh
Lisa,
my God.
she did.
My customer almost cried. Well, she pretty much did cry, but she had to sit down in tears. She could not stand. Yeah, it was like the awesomest thing. She was just super beyond ecstatic. She wasn't expecting a double-sided quilt. I should have recorded it, but obviously it was one of those, she came over and it was a spur of the moment, picking it up kind of thing. Okay, now we're going to chop these up.
And everyone liked their cat quilts.
Yes, everybody got their cat quilts. I want them the same way. And how big
Lisa
is
said
this?
she would have bawled like a baby.
Alright, let's see. We are. And if anybody wants to see, those are on my Instagram. That's 9.5. Hey, that's not even 9.5.
And what's your Instagram? How do they find you there?
Instagram is in the link below, and you guys can see pictures of the customer quilt finished since the video wasn't very good. 9.25. So what's half of 9.25? Like
3.
4.
Okay, 4.5 and 4.5 is half of 9, and then half of a
4
quarter is an
3/4.
8.
So 4 3/4.
So 4.5 plus an 8.
So the next one. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one right before 3/4, right?
It'd be 4 and 5/8.
That's the one before the 3/4 mark, right?
This
one?
You can't hold this and look. I have to look at that.
Right there, that mark.
Whoa, I don't understand these marks.
Okay,
I do
I'm
tape
just
measure.
going to do it because it looks half to me.
Hold on, what are...
I'm just going to cut it this way. It looks half to me, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. I can read a tape measure really good, but I don't know. Your thing's a little different.
One right between the two. Now, let's cut this one first. 4. See, guys, I don't do the math. Scotty does my math. Hey, God, on that line.
Oh, each line is 1/8? Okay.
It's my Fiskars ruler, guys, for those of you who know the numbers better than me. Alright, now we have
I did not
8
know that.
squares. What can we do with these 8 squares? Let's see. I'm making 2 blocks from a 9 patch. How's that?
Hold on, your one over there.
Yep, I see
Needs
it.
to be turned.
Turn one more time.
There you go.
They're
Now.
totally different and or totally the same. So I turned a 9 patch into 2 4 patches.
I think it looks good.
All
Lisa
right.
says yes.
Alright, this is how they're going together. So. Okay, so we made 2 4 patches from 1 9 patch. And then the next one, we'll make 1 more and we'll cut the edges, since I got the suggestion to cut the outer squares. Okay. Kind of pretty much turned them into, it looks like 4.5, 5, almost 5-inch squares. I just get the ones at Walmart, my rulers. I ordered some online, but I can't afford right now more rulers. Alright, let's press one way, one the other. So this 9 patch gave us 2 4 patches. And as soon as I'm finished, we'll show them both off. They're kind of, I don't know, kind of fudging them a little because the 1/2 square triangle part that it was cut into didn't come out like planned. Or at least like you see in your head, you know, when you see something in your head and like, oh, will that work? But we're just screwing around with 9 patches. So there's actually no rules. Just make and create. And when you take a bunch of quilt blocks like this, of all different shapes and sizes, you can sash them in between and make rows and wherever sides you need sashed, and you can actually make a whole entire quilt out of all sorts of random size blocks, by the way. So that's something to think about when you're just messing around like this. Alright, let me press these. These are kind of cute, actually. I like the color palette on these. I don't like that they're not very squared up, but I can square them up. Sorry you guys can't see me, because Scotty left the room. So now it's just me. Okay, so this is what we have. I don't know how big these are, obviously. So I'm going to measure them right now, but they're the same. So 2 4 patches from a 9 patch. Let's see how big they are. Let me grab my square ruler. And I'm going to trim them down to 8.5 because pretty much they are 8 3/4 pretty much. And I don't have a diagonal line, so I'm a line. I do have a diagonal line, but it's not on that specific line. Just so you guys know, I'm going to use my center line here, my diagonal line as best as possible here, and I'm just going to trim all the way around this whole entire block. And it'll be an 8.5-inch block. Obviously, it'd be best if I had a mat that I can move around. I'm cutting in funky angles. So I just barely trimmed a little bit off. Okay, there's one. Lining my 45-degree angle up. Making sure my center line is up. And I know you guys freak out when I mess with my rotary cutter like this, but I cut left and right-handed. Alright, so I can't see comments and stuff right now, but there's my little bit of waste. So 9 patch became 2 4 patches, and obviously you can make a whole entire quilt doing this. So this was cut on the diagonal and created this after making 2 half square triangles, and then cutting those 2 halves after sewing them together. I sewed them back together again. You have to just watch the video because now I don't even remember because I'm doing too many. So there's those. Okay, so we're going to move these 2 little fellers out of the way and grab a little bit more. And I can't see comments right now, so let's just grab 9 more blocks. And let's grab some polka dots. 2, 3, 4. And let's grab lots of solids for this one. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and a purple because there's purple in here. Nice bright colors. Alright, let's see what we can do. You said cutting the outer edge. So let me look at the comments again real quick. See what we can make work. Let me lay these out real quick. So we'll do purple in the center. We'll do pink on the outsides. Pink on the top, or the greens, and then these guys on the outer sides. Actually, these are like super duper cute. I really like that one. I don't know if I want to chop those colors up, but we're going to do it anyway. Alright, so let's see what you guys were saying about this. I got into quilting because, well, I had a sewing machine. This was 4 years ago. I had a sewing machine, and I had only used it to ever, like, just fix clothing for my kids over the years because I have 4 kids. And one day I saw a picture on the internet of a quilt, and I was like, I can do that. You know, I just randomly said I could do this. So I showed my husband. He said, oh yeah, let's pull out your machine. So we pulled out my machine, put it on a table. We set up a long table in the garage, and I decided to take a sheet because that's all I had. And I took the sheet and chopped it up into a bazillion pieces and sewed it back together because it was a, I don't know how you call it. It was a directional, like, stripe and circle print. Like, so when it was chopped and turned, it made it literally look like it was totally separate blocks. So, yeah, I only had a pair of scissors. I don't have them right here, but I had kind of like these. I just had a pair of scissors, and I chopped the whole sheet up into a bunch of squares and sewed them all back together again. And from then on, I was hooked. The husband was like, really? Okay. So we went, and I was hitting yard sales and stuff just to get cheap clothes and fabric, whatever we could find that was cotton or whatever, because I used anything back then I didn't know. And yeah, then I found that there was videos on the internet, and I said, well, hey, I can do this too. So from then on, it was like, it just came like that. And I made, what, 5 quilts in like less than 2 months in the beginning. Like, it really went that fast. And now look at me. So that's how I got into it. And I noticed that it dropped my anxiety level, it dropped my stress level. I don't know, I do find myself, and my husband finds me, and everybody finds me a lot of times doing it at times where I should be sleeping, but in reality, it's like my thing. This is just what I do. So, all right, can you we need to find the comment that says which way I should cut it. I think you were saying something before you left the room about cutting it on the sides of 2 inches or something.
Oh, that's a while back.
I don't always get to all the comments, unfortunately.
Yeah, she said something about cut it 2 inches in on each side.
Didn't I already do that, or I cut up the... She's talking about just the middle cut?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I was a little bit before I left to go eat.
Okay, hold on. I'll just scroll up. Okay, it was past the whip you for not closing the blade from Teresa, right?
Yeah.
Turn it into a course for a triangle.
It was right in.
Oh, love the quilt on the wall. That one back there. Yeah. Paper. No, I don't use paper. Bow tie block.
Yeah, Diane says 2 inches in on the outside.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We'll see in a second. Let me get the 9 patch together real quick. Come on, there's yours. These colors are super adorable, and I just realized that these squares aren't exactly 5 inches, my solids. Sometimes my cuts weren't perfect when I started
they're Easter
chopping.
colors too. So far, we have almost all Easter colors. You could do an Easter scrappy quilt out of this. You know it.
Yeah.
Well, that is the next holiday coming up, is Easter.
Yeah.
Do we have any of those rabbit ones left over? That was in CJ and Damon's quilt. Both had rabbit.
Oh no, that was a Robert Kaufman thing. Though
That
I
was
can find it again.
That was your jelly roll.
No, it wasn't a jelly roll. Those were layer cakes.
I thought that was.
Nope, they were layer cakes.
Okay.
They were Robert Kaufman layer cakes.
Okay.
Usually, I remember what I put into a quilt, what fabric I used.
You could have swore that was one of those little donut things.
Nope, it was one of those big squares. That's how I made CJ's and Damon's.
Oh, okay. Okay. You're probably right. I'm sure you are.
It's when we first found out about Tuesday morning.
See, Teresa says that was a good idea of me. Oh, Diane, Valentine's Day's next. But yeah, we don't do much of that.
Nope. We don't really celebrate those things. I mean, we have, but we don't. We never get to go out. That's the thing.
We work, so we do our own Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah, it's usually after Valentine's Day when nobody is out and it's just us.
Yeah, we always go a day or two before or a day or two after when it'll be empty.
Let's line this up. These blocks are not, I'm going to have to square
And
it
I let her
before
choose
cut
where
it.
she wants to go.
Do you hear me?
Yes, honey.
I have to square it before I cut it because the solids were not 5 inches. I think they were in the wrong box because they're 5.5 it looks like. But I'm fudging it. When you have to fudge something, it's actually not that hard. I just take and sew on the inner side of the piece. So if this pink was the one that's too big, which it is, I'm actually sewing towards the purple underneath, which is the smaller piece. So.
Lisa has a question here. Did you use triangle paper to make the quilt hanging over your table?
This? This
yeah,
one?
I take it that's what she's talking about.
This is just me sewing scraps together. In my early videos, like I think a year ago's videos, I actually show how to put those scraps together. I made little dinky hourglasses. They were like when you have a jelly roll and you cut a piece off of the little corner. I don't waste those. I actually make stuff out of them. So that's what those were made from. So. Yep, I don't use the papers and stuff. I don't know. I guess I kind of just prefer to do my own thing than using pre-made. I mean, it might make things a lot easier. You never know.
Lisa says it's beautiful and that you need to put it in a show.
I don't really think this one's show quality, but I guess. I have way more that are like 100% show quality. That's like, I don't know. That was just me messing with scraps. But thank you very, very much. That's me letting my creative juices flow. I do it with all my leftover pieces. Yeah, this totally sucks.
What, ironing it?
No, the fact that those fabrics were bigger. I gotta turn the block down a little bit.
Lisa says Scrappy is her all-time favorite.
Yeah, mine too. I love Scrappy. Don't know why, I just do. Or controlled Scrappy. Yes, iron. Needs to be turned off.
You want me to turn it off now?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, I have to.
It has, just unplug it and plug it back in. I gotta trim this block first because some of my pieces were too big. I'm just trimming off what was too big.
So you just want me to unplug it and plug it back in?
Yep, because it needs to reset. It has a timer that built in or whatever, and it just shuts itself off.
Well, here, I was supposed to show you cutting.
Well, I'm not
Always
cutting it
standing
yet. I was
away.
just trimming it. So, alright, there's that. I don't have no steam in my iron right now, so it doesn't lay right. Alright, so what did she say? 2 inches from the outside? Like this
Yes.
outside?
Don't know. She said 2 inches from the outside. I guess I know.
So how about we do this? We'll do 2 inches. No, we can't do 2 because the block, it has to be 2 1/4.
Diane says yes.
So 2 1/4. From here, we're going to go all the way around. So, get back up there. Stay, stay, stay. Did that cut? I'm going to put enough pressure. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Okay.
All around, she says.
We're going to go here. 2 1/4. And we're going to come over here, sweetie buddy Scotty. And do 2 1/4 right here.
Hold on, you're going to have little tiny squares at the top.
Hold on a second. I have an idea. And we'll go 2 1/4 right here. Diane, I'm doing what you're doing. I'm doing what you said, but I'm going to do something with it so that it all comes together. Or else this, swapping the squares just puts it back in its same position again. So I'm going to cut it directly in half again. So that's 2 1/4, and then in half again. We're going to pull them apart and see what happens.
Yeah, but you're going to have little teeny tiny squares in
Just
the end.
watch.
You do know that, right?
2 1/4, and then again 2 1/4 this way. Okay, now we have how can we move these around?
Oh, you got a lot of them. You can play.
So we can put this guy here, no, leaving that guy there, turning that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how did I just do that? So I put this guy here, put that guy there,
And flip to that
and
one.
flip to that one. But I'm going to move them again one more time. So I put this guy here, that guy there, turn that one, this guy here, oops, that guy there, and turn that one. Now I'm going to turn this whole thing
The whole thing, yes.
like that,
Hold on. I need to move.
and then this whole thing
Ooh, I like it, honey.
like that.
I
Right.
like that. I think that's about your best one.
They're equal, right? Purples.
Hold on. I'm trying to look
No,
through
that's
the
the
camera.
green. Hold on, this one needed to go one more.
Lisa
No,
says it
no,
looks
no.
like candy.
Back one.
No, wait,
Purples on the
hold
outside, purples on the outside. Okay, they're just opposite.
It looks good.
Okay,
Why do
now,
you keep thinking you have to change it? It looks good.
okay, so I'm gonna come this way because I'm gonna have to grab from up here. Now what I'm gonna do is sew these two together.
You don't forget and lose your spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them right back. This is where you guys know that we put them right back where we pulled them. So we're gonna just open that up These seams are totally not going to nest or match, but that's okay. And then this one goes on to this piece. So this is cutting it 2 1/4 inches in on the outsides all the way around, like Diane said, and then in the center, which is 2 1/4 inches from those 2 outer seams, the center in a plus sign as well, and then moving them around. So I guess on your color choices, it would also, you know, help with your color choices, whatever you're choosing as your colors. So I'm going to sew them and put them right back where I found them each time. So I'm going to put this one to this one. And I think if this one turns out right, I think I might just do this with a whole entire charm pack.
That is beautiful. It came out awesome. I like that.
So that goes there. That one goes on this one.
As much as I don't like the fruity colors, I think that's cool.
Fruity colors. Alright,
Well, that would make it a great... It wouldn't do the great thing with the Easter thing again, because the dots could be the little Easter eggs.
Alright, so now this one, I gotta put it that way because I'm sewing on the right, so. Alright guys, we're gonna see what happens here. This one got a lot of cuts, so it's definitely not a 9 patch no more.
They're all liking it on here. They're glad you did another one. Lisa says it's a 36 patch.
Yeah, it's in everything. There's so many pieces in here now.
Diane says you two make a great team. And in her and you guys make a great team.
Alright, now we're on.
Well, see, that's why she does it live, for you guys to give her ideas.
This one goes to this one. I'm working with you guys on this. This is why I called it 9 Patch Madness, because you guys are helping me with this madness here.
It's for her to get...
To give you guys as ideas just as well, because I'm just the creator making it. And this one goes to this one. Now, this one to this one. There's a lot of putting it back together on this one, guys. Like a whole lot of putting it back together.
Well, that's so you don't get lost in where it goes.
That one goes like that, and this one comes on here.
Michelle wants us to design a quilt for you to make. And quilt. Her and I can design one for you.
Oh yeah, well Michelle, when you come visit, you can do that. You and Scott can put me to the test on just directing me. Alright, let's put this one to this one.
Oh yeah.
Just direct me and I'll do.
Lisa would love to make a diamond quilt, but she says the seams look too hard.
No, before the video ends, I will show you, because Scott's in here to be able to help me, because it's kind of big, but I will show you guys. Wait, that doesn't go that way. This goes in this one, because the pinks are on the outside, see?
Yeah.
And then once I get all these little pieces sewn together, it's one big, huge 4-patch again.
Diane said she had to think which way you hadn't cut it. And Lisa says thank you.
And then this guy goes back like that. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Turn to the purple on the inside.
Purple.
Purple goes in.
So now it's a giant 4-patch. Let's put these two together, these two together. So these two together first. This is going to be a big block.
Yeah, buddy.
I took away a lot of seams, but it's still big. Because these are like 6.5-inch squares right here. That's just by me eyeballing.
Lisa's only been quilting for 6 months.
Oh, well, you'll learn. It's not hard. I'm telling you, it is not hard at all. Once you get into it, it's like everything just comes second nature. If you really enjoy quilting, it's just like second nature. So I cut them together. They're where they would need to be. I'm just going to sew the whole thing now down the middle.
She makes it look very easy, but you guys remember, she's been doing it for a while too. She's
And I'm
very
also
good at it.
Miss Speedy Quiltologist. That is me. Michelle and I said that's my name. For those of you who don't know, Michelle is my BFF who lives in California. We talk all the time. Alright, let me press it. This one is actually really super adorable, even though they don't match. None of these seams match at all. They all are wonky the way it was cut, which is kind of cool because it makes it look really neat. It's the color palette, that's why.
It's awesome.
Pretty sure with a matching charm pack that this would be even better. So you can come stand over it.
I'm coming. That one came out really
It
good.
looks really cool. It's not matchy at all. You can see this one was those
Yes,
were
honey.
cut from the same. You can see where they were cut from the same, but they don't match, which makes it cool.
I like it.
That is like funky cool. And this one came out 12 inches by 12 inches. So it comes out as a 12-inch block. It went from 14 inches to 12 inches. As a 9-patch, it was 14 inches.
They all love it too. They're all saying they love it.
Nothing matches but these seams right here. The center. That's it. That's because that's what it turned out in. But I think with a charm pack, this would be like cool because you just make a bunch of these blocks and then hook them all together with all random colors, and it would just be a random scrappy quilt, but controlled scrappy because this is controlled scrappy. All right, guys. Woo!
Teresa says you couldn't have planned it any better.
All right, let me put all the blocks right here so you guys can see them one last time. And just put them all right here on the table. So remember, we got the two 8.5-inch blocks. We got this big guy, which I like that one. This one's pretty much how I sash things without this. So you actually, when you cut it, this one was pre-making the sashing like I always do on my blocks. So that works out perfect. This would make a quick and simple block, just making 9 patches. And then this funky guy, which I'm not too happy about the funky guy. Could be the colors too. If they were changed around, maybe it would have been different.
Hey.
All right, so put that up there, and I'm going to show everybody the projects that I've been doing. So, first of all,
I have
you guys,
it over here. Do you want me to turn?
Oh yeah, turn to me.
Okay, well, let me get on the other side then. I have no room here. I
We're
can't
kind
walk
of
behind it. I'm
messy.
up against the
Don't
wall.
even plug it in. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hi guys. So you remember when I made it was as a tutorial. I'm gonna hold it up and you'll remember. Oh hey, you made that. Well, I quilted it. Do I need to back up?
Thing, yeah. Okay. They got it now.
It's just a lap, so if it's on the floor, it's not bound yet. So when it's sitting on the floor, it's to my neck, to my chin, on the floor.
Well, they're all saying they like it. Cool. Awesome.
And then the back this is what I was showing you guys as the back that we cut doing the backing video the other day on how to do backing. You can't even see where the seam is. Like, I don't even know where it is. My seam is invisible. It's gone. So I quilted it, just stitched in the ditch pretty much. I don't know how well you guys can see. So I stitched in the ditch, and then I also did this cool loop-de-loop. I did all ruler on this. It's all ruler. This is kind of sloppy. It's not perfect. I'm not used to rulers just yet. So, but it makes the back look really cool.
She still has to do the binding, but other than that, it is beautiful
Yeah,
and it's
this
done.
one came out really puffy. I used a little bit of a loftier batting on this one.
I like it though. The puffiness looks good.
Yeah. So this one is now finished, and now if Scotty will help me, we'll back up the camera. All right, let's back it up, I guess.
That's as far back as I can go.
I will show you guys the current project that some of you have seen, some of you have not. I'll have Scotty just pick up the camera and I'll hold this. Because it's kind of a king size. It's 83 by 93, or 83 by 103, exactly like I told you guys it would be. Ow. And there we have my Batiks Big Star. I'm calling it Starlight Starbright. Obviously,
Diane saw it on Facebook.
So any of you want to see actual flat pictures of it, look on my Instagram or Facebook. I also posted it in the group that I told you guys about. Down below is a group. Go to it if you guys want to follow off-screen pictures of the things that I do. So there's that. And I'm in the midst of all these pieces making its border. So these are all the leftover 1.5-inch strips sewn together in big, huge, long pieces. And these will be on probably tomorrow because I think I'm done for today. So yeah, it's going to get its borders, and then once it's bordered, it will get quilted sooner or later, and yeah. You guys know how it is with me.
It's break time. Tiffy needs to eat.
Yeah, Tiffy's hungry. But, alright. So, just remember, have fun with your 9 patches, guys. Like, seriously, you could probably cut them more ways than the 4 that we just did today. And I'm sure...
You said you were going to show something about diamonds.
Diamonds. This is diamonds.
Huh?
This was made with diamonds.
Yeah, but Lisa asked about you showing...
Diamonds? What diamonds?
I don't know. Remember? You said you'd do it at the end of the video.
That was this. I was just wanting to show this. This was made with diamonds.
Oh, the quilt? I thought she was asking how to do something.
Oh. No, this was made with diamonds. There's a video on doing this. It's on the, somewhere down there. Usually in parentheses I put whatever's the video's about. Sometimes it's directly that word, sometimes it's not, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But I teach how to make this. There's actually no name to it, because I don't really name them. It's just a diamond 8-pointed star, so. That's probably what the video is actually called, is 8-pointed star. So. And that's it, guys. This was just one block right here. They were 20, they came out 20 1/4, but I chopped them down to 20 inches.
Well, Lisa, if we didn't answer your question, you can go on the Facebook thing and ask her. She'll be on there later, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, anybody can go there and ask me questions, but I really want to thank all of you for coming and joining. Have fun when you're putting your blocks together and building 9 patches. Just do it. I mean, if you want to practice like I did on scrap stuff first, you know, my pre-cuts, just to see what happens. And if you find a way you like your disappearing 9 patch, build a bunch of them that way and create a quilt, you know, because those are kind of like really, really cute. The 8.5-inch squares that come from it, you would have never known that was a 9 patch, ever. You would have never known. So, I mean, it looks really neat. It's definitely different when it's hooked together, so if I made a bunch, it would look pretty cool, but I ain't even gonna bother. Other than that, I really hope you all enjoyed Sew Sunday today, and I'm gonna get my happy butt doing something and eating. Other than that, ta-ta for now, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Don't forget to subscribe, like my videos. See you later. Bye, bye, bye.